he can take the girl. That's it. But in this case, he will not go to the mother house.
Next question. Remember the question about the divorce? She wanted to know about the three talaq. Okay, she said it's been a year now that since she's been divorced, so she's now able to remarry, right? That's what she wants to know.
Yeah, now she is free. If he did not bring her back or told her during the 3 months period that you have to come to me, whatever, then it's done. Now she is free to marry any person, including this person, if this was the first talaq.
Okay. Okay, next question. My friend needs a job and is struggling. She found a job working in a grocery store as a cashier, and the store is owned by Muslims, but they sell cigarettes. And the Muslims who own the store do not believe it's haram for her to sell the cigarettes. So should she quit this job or can she keep it?
She can keep it till she finds something else. Okay, because this store doesn't sell only cigarettes. It sells so many things, which is halal. And they think some scholars, they say, majority they say cigarette is haram, which I believe. But some they say it is makruh, dislike to do it. So I don't tell her to, she can keep the job, okay, because she needs the job. And if she finds something better, she can find it, leave it. But she have to stay. She can keep this job if she needs it till she find another one. Because in any job, there is no 100% halal in any job. If you work in any factory, even they put their money in banks and they take interest and they give you salary from that. So there is no any pure anything 100%. So saddidu wa qaribu. It means we try to be in the best way. We try to achieve, the halal thing, but we do what we can, and we ask Allah for forgiveness for what things which we cannot do.
Next question. Does a husband have to tell his first wife if he marries another wife?
Okay. If he is able to do that, this is better. If he is unable to do it, it's not part of Sharia that the other wives have to know. Okay? So it's up to him. Wallahu a'lam. But it's better to say, But if he's afraid that, he cannot say because there is something, will happen after that and will destroy the relation and he have kids, whatever, then his marriage is still correct.
Next question. Can you give me the tafsir of the last 3 verses of Suratul Ashar, verses 6 through 8? Suratul Ashar. Brother Elban, put the surah and the surah number and the verses. Because I'm reading what you got here on the screen. Type the surah number and the verses. Surah number, Brother Elban, make it easy. And if you could have copied it, it would have even been better. If you could copy the verses, it would even be better.
Yeah.
The next question, while he copies, just copy those verses, Brother Elban, and put them on the screen so the Sheikh can read them on the screen, see what you're talking about. And while he's doing that, any other questions, put them up there. The sister here wants to know, in order for a man to take on a second wife, does he have to have the first wife's permission?
No, he doesn't need permission from wife.
And here's another question.
He have permission from
Here's
Allah.
two more.
If he can afford it.
Okay, let me do hers first. Okay, this sister wants to know, what do you do if you raise your child to be Muslim and they grow up and become homosexual? What do I do? My son has announced to me that he is homosexual. What do I do? And he is 16 years old, she said.
Yeah, this person, she have to try to treat him and to advise him and to treat him. Of course, should not allow anything happen, homosexuality at her home, never ever. Okay, and she tried to treat him spiritually and physically, and telling him about what is the punishment in the hereafter for the people they do that, and he insisted to do it, you know. Then he cannot live at home at all after that, but she have to give him a chance. Otherwise, she can tell him to leave if he refuse to. We cannot allow someone like that to stay at home, but you allow him to stay, to teach him, to give him a chance to learn and to treat him from this disease. But if he stayed like this, you tell him you have to go on your way.
Okay, next question. I went to a job interview today. I would be working in the kitchen doing food service, but they told me that I cannot wear hijab and that I have to wear jeans but no hijab. What do I do?
I think when they serve with the food, they cover by hat, they cover their head by hat or whatever. This is anyone serving in a restaurant or whatever, they cover their head with something. It's not necessary to be hijab, but with a big hat, whatever. Okay, she can try that.
If you and your co-workers talk about, I do not understand this question. If you and your co-workers talk about I'd boss performance as a leader, what do you mean I boss performance? Does this count as riba? What do you mean by I'd boss? I don't know what I boss means. Okay. If you and your co-workers talk about your boss,
I don't know.
Is that backbiting? Is that backbiting to talk about your boss at the job? Is that backbiting?
Okay. I don't know what kind of talk. It depends what you said. Okay, if you are praising your boss, so this is good. Okay, it depends on what you say about. Okay, if it's just abusing or whatever, okay, it's backbiting. But if you say you are warning or whatever you say, it depends upon what you say. If you are advising each other, be careful because the boss, might punish you or fire you because if you did that, whatever. But if you backbite, if you say my boss, he is whatever, you say something about him or her, whatever, which you consider backbiting, So it depends on what you say. It's just not only to talk about someone is backbiting. someone, if you praise someone,
You're
it's not
discussing
backbiting.
his job
Okay?
performance. If you're
Allah.
discussing how he performs as a boss, his job performance, and you say things that are negative, is that still backbiting?
Well, it's not like backbiting. You say something about his personality, like he's short, he's ugly, he's so and so. But if you say something, the performance should be like this and like this. I don't think this is a backbiting. This is if you try to correct, to make the job better, you know. But don't stay all hours talk about
Okay,
that, and
next
leave the work.
question.
Wallah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And it's better to go to the boss and tell him about that, If you advise the boss, you tell him, I think it's better if you can do that, whatever.
Okay, next
This
question.
will be better.
Can
Allah.
your husband force you to go to the masjid? Or is it totally up to the woman when and if she wants to go to the masjid?
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لا تمنعوا إماء الله مساجد الله. Don't prevent the women from going to the masjid if they want. You cannot force your wife to go to the masjid because Allah did not force her to go to the masjid. If Allah wanted to force the woman, He would make it obligatory for women to go to even Friday. If Allah did not force the woman, the husband and no anyone can force her to go to the masjid. It's up to her. And if she decided to go, the husband cannot prevent her from going. Wallahu a'lam. And now I have to stop here, Sister Layla, and inshallah, till the next time, I enjoyed really being with all sisters and brothers.
يعلم بها من يعلم السر والغيب البعد مهما طال فيني زمانه ماني بناسي صاحب الجود والطيب بعد الفراق